Welcome to Open Convo. My name is Franklin and I'm here with
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Today I come to discuss something very serious. Let's talk about our healthcare system, right? So a couple of days ago, there was this incident that happened in one of the hospitals at Kaswa. I don't know why anything bad
Kaswa
or anything
again.
negative. Yes,
Kaswa again.
Kaswa. You should tell us what is happening. So
Tell us the truth.
Yes. So a couple of days ago, a pregnant lady went to the hospital.
Okay.
Yes. And due to negligence of the midwives or nurses, she died, because of their negligence. Apparently, she was in pain, and then the midwives or the nurses around, they were on their phones.
Yeah, I heard the news.
Yes, they were distracted and they couldn't take care of her. And then she died. And that is very painful and
sad.
And very serious. Which brings us to the conversation that social media is good, right? But in some cases, I think it's very wrong to use social media in a life and death situation like a hospital.
Yeah.
So in this case, I was wondering what should happen to to those responsible for making the woman die, because I feel that it's such a needless death.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
And I heard that they put her on forced labor and all that, and people are blaming her in the comment section that she didn't go for antenatal care and all that. But if you're a nurse or a midwife, they said the person is a midwife.
Yeah.
So if you're a midwife and even though you've put your patient on forced labor and the patient is crying and calling you need to attend to the person. You don't just shun the person and say, oh, then no, you have to attend to the patient because there is a reason why that person is calling you. So people who were around the patient at the time said she was calling out to the nurses and crying, and they didn't mind her. So she fell off the bed. And that's when she started bleeding and all that, and they sent her to the theater. So they sent her to theater. They performed the surgery on her and all that, and she lost her life.
Wow.
It shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that. It is very serious. So in a situation like this, who should be held accountable? Is it the hospital, the nurse? I think those who are responsible for her death should be held responsible or accountable.
From what I've heard, this is not even the first time people have complained about staff members at Mother and Child Hospital.
That was the name of the hospital?
Yes, Mother and Child at Kaswa CP. This is not the first time people have complained about that. They said a news reporter said he visited the police station and they told him that they've received countless reports from patients who have been there. Okay. Yeah, so this is not the first time. And if you go to TikTok, you will see videos of their workers dancing and all that. And they said the midwife was watching TikTok. And you're fine, although and you're fine.
Now everything has turned to content. Like anywhere you go, especially in organizations where serious work needs to be done, then everything has turned into content. I think doing that in certain cases are cool if you are advertising your brand. There are places that you can do that. But I think for a healthcare system where anything that happens there is life and death, I don't think that is where you should be on your phone getting distracted and all that, unless maybe you're on break or something. But so far as you are there to do your job, I don't think it is very right to be on your phone. Some of the nurses and midwives are, let me say, they are heartless. And it is very sad. You'll be there in pain and they'll be talking to you anyhow. Oh. Like, have you ever been to the hospital
Let me tell you my experience, okay? So I visited this hospital during January there. I was not feeling fine. I was really stressed and all that. So I was in school, and the next thing I could remember is like me being at a hospital. Like they were taking me out of the car. That was when I could remember and be myself. Yeah. So I was there, and then there's this nurse that came. She said, "Hey, then she started tapping me. Hey, to him. Oh, no, you relax, mom, And she was like, more fun and inside. So instead of them to bring maybe something that a trolley or a wheelchair that can take me inside, they made the driver carry me and they sent me inside. Then they say, yeah, any PT. Hey, is everything pregnancy to you people?
Oh, so PT means pregnancy
Pregnancy test.
test.
Yeah, and they didn't even explain to me. I just heard them discussing amongst themselves. Why any PT? Why any PT? Just because I'm feeling dizzy or just because I'm vomiting. Yes, yeah, any PT. And it's not nice. And they left me there like for 4 hours. No one attended to me.
That's nice.
So if this was like something that could kill me instantly, like I would die, no one attended to me.
Which is very wrong.
It's wrong.
So this brings me back to my next topic. Do you think phones should be banned in delivery rooms?
Oh, what is phone going to do there? Delivery room, maybe when you say maybe the hospital setting, but I read from some of the nurses that they use their phones now. They use their phones for something.
Yeah,
there's this name for it.
Is it
LH something.
Yeah.
I've forgotten, but
so the nurses and the midwives in the comment section, can you tell us what it is? I think it is LHIMS.
something. Yeah. Yes. They use their phone for that. So now we are in the digital era. Yes. Yeah, new media is like the new ish. So if we say we are banning it, it will not be good. Yes, but we should be responsible
on how we use it.
Yes, we have to take care of how we use our phones in this setting, especially when it's dealing with life and death. You understand? We have to know how to use our phones. Now, if you even go to the classrooms, you see the teachers recording their students. Whilst teaching, they are doing live videos and all that. We know it's cool, it's nice, but that is not what we are used to. That's why now the students don't even respect the teachers. Yeah. You understand? So that thing that our teachers used to have with us, they will not even beat you over their eye. That go and sit down, crowd will take you somewhere.
But now there's no fear.
No.
There's no fear.
Students can just slap the teacher. It's because we know that we want to create a cordial relationship with our students or with but it's too much. Do you understand? It's too much. Where there's a professional setting, we have to be professional enough to take our phones away and do what we are supposed to do.
Yeah, it's not surprising though, because nowadays we have a situation whereby even in primary schools and JHS schools, we have cases where the students even go to school with their own cars. And it's the students not in a car go school. Now what channel then you understand? So there's no respect and all that, which is very wrong. So the healthcare system, right? Do you think is failing people? Because nowadays there are a lot of cases whereby people go to the hospitals and then they just die.
There are lots of complaints. You remember last year or last 2 years? I don't remember. There was this hospital that took a lady, like she was not fully recovered or something. She had an accident, and they just took her from the hospital and dumped her along the road.
Yes. Oh. I remember that story. And it's like
what's happening in Ghana?
Yeah, and it's like, as I keep saying, when stories like this happen, it will be on the waves, but slowly, then it will die down. Yeah. So I wonder what happens to that hospital. Are the hospitals held accountable for what they do?
And up to now, Mother and Child Hospital, I don't know, I stand to be corrected though, but they've not released. I've not seen any press release or debunking it or maybe apologizing to the families of the deceased or something. Are they?
So now let's talk about the positives and then the negatives about this, as you said, the social media in our system. Personally, I think it is something that we can't do away with, because that's how the system is now. It is. I don't even know how to put it, and they'll say that that's the world that we live in now.
Sana bano, but you can't let your phone suck you into its world. Like you just get all sucked into your phone that you don't even realize what is going on around you. It shouldn't be like that. You should be able to have control over how you use your phone, and you have to have control over how you use your phone and social media.
And in the case of doctors, nurses, midwives, and all those people, they swear oath, to do their job, So personally, I feel some of them do, not all. They should really take their work serious. And people dying needless death is not something that we need.
We are saying rest in peace to the deceased, and then the family take heart, okay? Nyame beye, nyame beye.
So, well, in this story, what moral lesson have you learned from this story?
In life, make money, so that they will not take you to a public hospital. They will leave you there, make money, and fly out of the country and go and give birth. What about you?
My moral of the story is always use a condom. Right?
Hey.
Always use a condom. If you know you're not ready to give birth, always be
protection.
Prepared. Yes, protect yourself. It's something that it's
or
not,
abstain.
Yes, or abstain. Yes, you understand. If you know you're not ready, just abstain. But if you want to do the thing to always use a condom.
Yeah.
And if you are ready to give birth to, try as much as possible not to go to a public hospital. You know, if you have the money, go to a private hospital. You understand?
The midwives and nurses say they will change. Don't take their customers from them. They will change.
Yes. So the public hospitals shouldn't come for me. This is just my take. Yeah. All right. So viewers in the comment section, what do you think about this situation? Yeah. Should the hospital should be held accountable?
Yeah.
And then the people who also neglect their duties should also be held accountable. So that the families shouldn't just, what happens to the family, because this is a serious case.
They'll just shout about it.
Yeah, shout about it and then it dies.
The next minute,
and the authorities too should also do their part. All right, so this is where we'll end today's conversation. My name is Franklin and I was here with
Vanessa.
We'll see you on another episode.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye.